Today in crypto, I want to explore the idea of whether or not investing in Cardano can make you rich. With staking coming online soon, there has been a huge amount of buzz building around Cardano recently, and I know what you're thinking, Lark. Of course I can become a millionaire with ADA, Lark. All I have to do is buy $1 million worth of Cardano. Smart. Smart. Anyway, for all of you out there who don't have $1 million, what are some realistic expectations for Cardano long term? How much can you expect to actually earn from staking Cardano when staking goes live? And what are some reasonable expectations for a market cap moving forward for Cardano? The Crypto Lark. This is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the wild, wild land of crypto. Also, if you want to learn how to trade cryptocurrencies, but you're not sure how to get started, then check out my course, Crypto Trading Explained. It is going to walk you through all of the basics that you need to know to get started trading safely. Things like the key indicators, understanding trends, managing risk, setting stop losses, taking profits, all of that and much, much more. There is a link down below where you can get more information on that course. Also, a quick disclaimer for you. This video contains gratuitous amounts of hopium. Also, I own ADA. It is my third biggest cryptocurrency holding. So yes, I am biased. And yes, I would love to see my bags pump. Deal with it. And if you want to get on the Cardano train and to grab yourself some ADA, then I would recommend that you do that over on Kraken. Kraken is one of the oldest and most trusted exchanges in the cryptocurrency industry. It has low fees and high security, and Kraken allows you to buy Cardano directly with euros and with dollars. There's a link down below where you can get signed up for Kraken. Okay, so Cardano staking is currently live on the testnet, and it is scheduled to go live on the mainnet in August. Now, this has driven a really big renewed wave of interest in Cardano overall. And actually, Cardano staking itself, it's going to be very, very clever. You see, Cardano is planning one of the probably most original and possibly one of the most decentralized staking models ever. How it works is you either run a staking pool or you can delegate your stake out to a person who is running a staking pool. Now, there's no minimum requirement for staking, so if you have just one ADA sitting there or a couple hundred or a few thousand, you can stake in the network and earn rewards. In this way, you're paid for supporting the network no matter how much wealth you might have. But besides just getting paid for staking, there are actually many other features which make staking in Cardano quite compelling. Cardano has separate keys for spending and for staking, which means that if you decide to stake your ADA, then you remain in control of your crypto and of your private keys at all times. Since the ADA, it never leaves your wallet. You're just delegating out your stake. Also, in order to avoid centralization in the Cardano stake pools, the operators will actually receive lower rewards the bigger the pool becomes, thus encouraging users to actually move between pools to get those better rates and ensuring that no one particular pool actually starts dominating the network. Also, Cardano's staking pools will not vote. Thus, it should avoid a pathway towards an overly centralized form of on-chain governance. Another parameter to prevent centralization is that Cardano will ask exchanges to use enterprise addresses. So these are special addresses that don't permit staking, which is a pretty sweet way to avoid the centralization we do see going on with a lot of staking cryptos and exchanges. So what kind of staking rewards will be likely for users? Well, it really depends on how much ADA actually gets staked. If we assume that 80% of the total supply is staked, as with, for example, Tezos currently, then the annual staking reward for Cardano would be around 4.48%. Certainly not bad at all. It's less than Tezos is currently, and it's less than the 6% you would get lending it out on something like Crypto.com, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. The prediction for Ethereum 2.0 is that around 30% of the Ethereum will be staked out. Obviously, we have no idea what that final number will be. Let's just go with 30% though. So if we have the same for Cardano, with only 30% of the total staked out, then the return will be 11.96% a year. In the end, we're probably going to fall somewhere in the middle of that. So if exchanges are not offering staking, then I think the large amounts of Cardano on exchange for trading, because that's not going to go away, people are still going to be speculating on Cardano, that's going to greatly reduce the available amount for staking overall. So we're probably going to land somewhere in the middle, around like 6 to 7% annual return for Cardano, which is definitely a nice return, by the way. By the way, Cardano has a maximum supply of 45 billion, with around 13.7 billion set aside for staking rewards over the coming years. Over the coming decades, actually. But if you can get a 7% annual staking reward for your Cardano, and you can get that approximate rate for the next 10 years, then you'll be able to double the amount of ADA that you own. Long-term thinking here, guys. And of course, there will always be a push and pull pressure for locking up your ADA to get staking rewards, or the allure of lending out your ADA if the rates are better. And of course, that market's not even matured yet in terms of the lending market. We'll see that start to take off in the next few years. Or of course, even just locking your ADA up in DeFi to back stablecoins and stuff like that. Again, totally immature market at the moment. However, Cardano, much like Tezos, will enter its era of staking with not very much built on chain. So we can assume that the number one use case for Cardano in the early days of the Shelley era will be locking up and staking your ADA coins to earn a return. Now, what about the fundamentals that will drive the network to appreciate in value? Because earning a 7% annual reward really doesn't matter if the underlying asset is worth nothing. Personally, I believe that if Cardano can really fulfill their vision and become a key protocol that expands out to billions of users, then we could see some very, very high valuations for Cardano. The academic approach for Cardano, it's slow, but it's also incredibly methodical, and it's very different from the move fast and break things approach of Ethereum. The number of papers that Cardano has published, it's crazy, man. The attention to detail in terms of the incentives that are being offered and the forward planning for how Cardano will evolve over the years is very, very formidable. And even though Cardano has not yet rolled out the final version of what it's going to be, it has already attracted a lot of high-level collaborators, and I think as this technology develops, you'll see more and more big names announced. But already we have players like IBM, PricewaterhouseCoopers, New Balance, Metaps Plus, which is one of the largest mobile payment platforms in South Korea. Cardano has also signed memorandums of understanding with a whole bunch of different organizations. For example, we have 2 government-approved trade associations over in South Korea. So we have the Korea Blockchain Contents Association and the Korea Mobile Game Association. Now, we've also seen similar agreements which have been signed with the South African National Blockchain Alliance, and also back over in Asia in Mongolia, the Mongolian Blockchain Technology and Cryptocurrency Association, and the Mongolian FinTech Association. So a lot of great memorandums of understanding being signed there. Cardano is also working with the Ethiopian government to help them build a new digital payment system via the Atala project. Now, this is the Cardano Enterprise Blockchain Solution that is aimed at helping governments in really just developing a lot of their nation's systems for the blockchain era. Things from voting to property registration to supply chain management, and of course much, much more. Cardano also has a partnership with the government of Georgia, who also signed a memorandum of understanding with IOHK, the development firm behind Cardano. Now, this will see the implementation of Cardano blockchain-enabled projects in Georgia across really just a whole range of sectors, from business and education to government services and beyond. Additionally, Cardano is working closely with a growing number of different universities like the University of Edinburgh, the University of Tokyo, the University of Athens, as well as a whole bunch of different universities in places like India and Indonesia and Hong Kong. So really getting that next generation of developers on board by educating them and also working with top academics to continue to roll out the best technology possible. Now this is all important because without people actually using Cardano, what the heck's the point, man? But we can see that there are already a lot of collaborations which are happening with Cardano. And what I just mentioned, it's far from an exhaustive list. There's lots of other players that are also starting to utilize the Cardano technology and working with the guys over at Cardano. But I have a feeling that we're going to see some really big names announced in the coming year, since a lot of the stuff that they're probably working on right now will be under non-disclosure agreements. So watch for some big announcements to keep coming out. In the Cardano blockchain, it is also ready to bring in a big wave of users. Innovations like the Layer 2 scaling protocol Hydra that will scale Cardano up to 1 million transactions per second and beyond. So with all of that in mind, what is actually an appropriate market cap for Cardano? Well, in spite of the growing ecosystem, we still really don't have many dApps built on Cardano. There isn't really any DeFi. In fact, if you compare Cardano's current network effect to Ethereum's network effect, you can really see a big gap. So you need to understand that investing in Cardano now is getting into it before it gets big. But let's just play with some numbers here. The all-time high market cap of Cardano was around $30 billion. Currently, we're just a little over $2 billion. Personally, I can definitely see Cardano going back to its previous all-time high, which was over $1, meaning that we're talking about more than a 10x gain from the current price. Now, even if this was all that ever happened, then buying Cardano today could yield something like a 14x gain plus the staking rewards. But what if we dare to dream bigger? Well, the all-time high market cap of Ethereum was $135 billion. That was basically fueled by the ICO speculation bubble. Now, I fully believe that Ethereum will surpass this all-time high with ease in the coming years. But can Cardano also reach such high prices? Well, if my time in the crypto markets has taught me anything, then yeah, it's probably going to happen. Especially if Cardano can really start to nail out some meaningful partnerships with countries, government level partnerships, and really can continue to innovate and create good technology that people want to use. That, if it happened, would put Cardano at around $5 a coin, meaning a gain of more than 60x plus, of course, the staking rewards. Like I said, I'm busting out all the good hopium in this video for you guys, but I have often on this channel speculated about Ethereum achieving a $1 trillion market cap. The question we must ask ourselves is, can Cardano one day achieve the same thing? And please understand, I'm talking long-term investing here, not next week, not next bull run, but next decade or beyond. This is what really separates out the short-term speculators versus the long-term investors and the ones who really win big in this space. Thinking not what is today, but what might be in the years to come. The $1 trillion market cap. That would be a 500x move from here if that were to happen. If it ever does happen, it's probably going to take decades to play out. But if you were to invest $10,000 today, then it would return you a $5 million investment in the decades to come. Plus staking rewards, of course. But a $1 trillion market cap, I mean, that's some grade A hopium right there, guys. Let's maybe bring it down a notch and focus on instead what a $1 Cardano could mean for you. Right now, you can buy 100,000 Cardano for around $8,000. So if we assume a 7% annual staking reward, and that Cardano can indeed reclaim and hold above its all-time high, then you're making $7,000 a year at least passive income off of an $8,000 investment today. That is pretty gosh damn good if you ask me. Those people taking the long-term view, though, they're probably going to plow those staking returns back into staking to earn even more long-term and to maximize your gains. So, can Cardano make you rich? Well, Yes, no. Obviously, if you only have $1,000 to invest, probably not really, rich as we might understand it, but at least not in the foreseeable future anyway. Can you make a good return on your $1,000 investment? You bet your buck you can. And that is important because investing is a journey, and steady wealth generation, it adds up over the years. Now, if you invest $100,000 into Cardano, well, then the likelihood of, making $1,000,000 off of it, that increases a lot because a 10x move for Cardano at this point really is not all that crazy. Getting back to that previous all-time high becomes actually quite probable when you understand what's being built for Cardano. And in the coming years, we could definitely see a 10x move quite easily playing out, potentially quite a bit more. Now that 500 move decades down the road, pop that in the hopium bong and smoke it up, guys. Enjoy that. But the reality for the entire crypto industry, we're still early. And this industry is going to replace the majority of our current infrastructure from finance to real estate to gaming and way beyond that, things we're not even thinking about yet. We may be seeing the birth right now of the protocols which will be the future settlement layers of the internet. How do we price that in? Time will tell. Anyway, your question for today. What do you think about Cardano? Is it a moneymaker? Is it going to make you rich? If it is going to, why? What are your reasons for investing in Cardano? And if you're not investing in Cardano and you think, that's not going to be the one, then where are you putting your money? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. As always, you're freaking awesome. Hope you're having a fantastic freaking weekend wherever you are, whatever you are doing. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.